Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to Iridescent Analytics summer meeting. Um, the reason we're holding this meeting right now is because we feel I feel like I started neglecting the project a little bit. We got kind of cooked by school, and that's no excuse for negligence, but at the same time, we do feel like we need to change our direction a little bit because we went in with a lot bigger ambitions, but we kind of honestly put too much on our plate. So we're just gonna be talking about some of the adjustments we want to make. All right. So first of all, our we have a lot of problems that we've kind of identified throughout just our experience working here, like and trying to organize all of this. So number one is oh, obligatory introduction slide. Okay. So our first problem was kind of motivation, right? We feel like we kind of feel like we were like I felt like at the very least I was struggling to keep you guys like motivated, I guess. We had a few interns do outstanding work, but at the same time, a lot of them, a lot of people would procrastinate or they would wait until the very, very end of our deadline to kind of do stuff. And recently, I assigned the analyst an open deadline. I said, okay, well, I want you guys to really work on this project. Or I gave them a big problem and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have you guys take your time with it because I know everybody's busy right now. But at the same time, I never got I at the same time I kind of allowed you guys to just never do it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that that was kind of an unacceptable move on my part because I don't know. I think I should have done better moderating you guys. Um, Also I wanted to talk about our planning. Basically, me and Ion had plans for we had plans for our startup to be kind of a think tank. I think where's our slide? Oh, okay. Yeah. We had plans for our startup to be a think tank and we wanted analysts to do a really good job at like to do kind of outstanding work. Like not outstanding work as in like diligence and like attendance. Outstanding work as in like groundbreaking level solutions that are not honestly not our level. And I'm going to talk more about that too. A third thing was negligence. I feel like we were pretty negligent in keeping you guys moderated. Again, I mentioned the open deadlines, but I also feel like I failed at checking in on you guys, and I didn't really apply enough pressure for you guys to continue doing work. So I intended for more people to be here, but it's just Jonet right now. So we're gonna so Jonet, do you have any suggestions for how from working from an analyst side of things, do you have any suggestions for what we could do? What would motivate you guys? Hello? Just be strict about deadlines. Okay. So I would say, yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I think I want to create a better system for you guys because I was really, I think I do want to create a better system, and I kind of, I kind of had you guys do a lot of independent like tracking with the spreadsheets and with the form, but I don't think that was very efficient. I think I have to take a more active role in managing you guys. Okay, and that will be definitely something we implement. All right, number two, team building. Jonna, you are the exception to this, but you guys don't really like interacting with each other. We kind of we were hoping the server would be like really friendly and everyone would like get along, which was honestly kind of naive of us. We were thinking we were thinking that people would be willing to reach out and go into teams, but I think everyone's a little introverted and especially to those who have been trying to like talk in the server, it's like really demotivating to get no responses. And it kind of sucks that nobody feels responsible enough to respond, or they don't feel like they are obligated themselves to respond. So, well, our first change is going to be we're going to try to give incentives for participating. I haven't really thought of what those incentives would be. Oh, I haven't really thought about what those incentives would be because we have. Oh, Janet is coming back. All right. Hello. Did you get kicked out? Nah, it's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna continue. Okay. We were talking about incentives for participating. I don't really know how that's gonna work yet, but what I'm thinking we can do is kind of like promote people. That doesn't mean a lot yet, but eventually, but we do have some expansion projects on the way, and hopefully that will mean something. So also, we should probably try initiating more personal conversations. I think it's a really big step, or you used to that. That's kind of funny. Yeah. Um, all right. Anyways, guys, we kind of want to start more personal conversations, which I know is kind of weird for me to be asking you to like open up. Um, the reason we you might have thought that is because again, we were being extremely negligent, and I don't know. It's like a negative feedback loop kind of. Like I think conversa one of my own beliefs is that conversations kind of need reciprocation, but that was we kind of failed to get that reciprocation, and that did not really help in like decreasing our own attention on like just the social atmosphere of the server. On to the next point though. Are thinking more personal conversations. I think, and like I said, it's gonna be weird, but I think I would like you guys to try to open up more and or not even open up about your feelings or whatever. Just be okay with being yourself. And I think that we're gonna we want to promote a very judgment-free atmosphere, and I know that's hard because this is kind of like a job, but at the same time, I think that it's very important that we're able to get to know each other very well. And also, Janet, do you have suggestions for that for team building? Fun activities? Yeah, I think that yeah, that's a good idea. I think that we could try to hold some activities, but it would take a lot of thought on what those would be because one, there's not a really a lot we could do through Discord. Oh, I mainly want to help expand too. Okay.
Yeah,
Like
I would agree.
but you can be an HR person again too. Yeah, okay. I mean, you still are, but I think that I think that I'll talk to you more about building those team activities. I don't really I'm not I don't do, I use Discord mainly for like talking with my friends, but I don't really use it to interact with new people. So I think that we should have some conversation about what those fun activities would be. It's really hard getting everybody together too. Yeah, you're doing homework in this at the same time. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm kind of yapping a little bit, but I mean, it's kind of hard getting everybody together because look, I mean, just look at this meeting. I told you guys about this, and and it's really hard getting everybody available. And it's even harder getting people who are willing to drop other things to come here. So that's gonna be that will be a discussion that me and you will have in private. But I mean, anybody watching the recording, if you're willing to chip in, don't be afraid to just send me a DM on Discord. All right. And I think that's it. Yeah. But specifically for financial analysts, I have some suggestions that I'm going to make or and kind of implement. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about our original direction. And I mentioned this earlier, our goal was to have a think tank. We were going to have a bunch of people do very groundbreaking work in the finance world and publish our findings so that um, the average individual can see it, right? But as time went on, and and we try to communicate that, but as time went on, we kind of realized that we are not capable of doing something on that level. We're not going to make new finance we're not going to make new finance discoveries or new al or not algorithms. That's the wrong word. We're not going to make new theorems or formulas or I guess methods of financial analysis that everybody can use and adapt. We're not at that level. We are made up of mostly high schoolers, and that is a graduate PhD level thing. And I don't, and I love, I'm a very optimistic guy, but I don't want to be completely unrealistic. So, in response to that, again, we are too naive and too ambitious to successfully guide you guys on the right track. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be kind of downsizing the role of the financial analyst. We we're thinking we had you guys do some entry level work, picking stocks, analyzing the industries, and we were going to build you up to somebody who could do that graduate level work, but but we are not thinking that is realistic anymore. We're going to have you keep practicing and we're going to have you keep creating, I guess, creating analysis and eventually once we get that website, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide, hope that will keep you will keep doing that and then you will be able to post those. You will be more of you will be in a sense like journalist and analyst at the same time instead of just financial analyst creating new methods, new algorithms, new processes. All right. And also the website here. We think having a space that you could showcase your work on should be handled immediately. I think that it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of like Instagram, right? If we if you spend a long time, you can help develop it. Oh my God, that would be great. We are looking for developers right now, actually. And Ian's going to talk more about that in his snippet, but we're going to see. Oh, really? Really? Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay. So, again, I'll talk to you about that, but Ion's going to give more details because he has more connections than I do. But we're going to but we think that having a website that you guys can publish your stuff on is going to help a lot because if you guys have new content and you want to share it with the world, we can instantly gratify you if we have a website. Right now, we are kind of like in an incubation period, right? And we're having the analysts work on stuff, but they're not sharing it with anybody else. And they're kind of just keeping it in their back pocket, right? If we could get a website that you can just immediately share it with, you don't have to wait. You don't have to you can be excited to post. And more on this later. All right, Ion, it's gonna be your turn.
Okay, yeah. You can move to the next slide. What I want to talk about is like the moral of like the quant or like the web developer side is going to be like we need more people because I mean, if you think about it, we all have like a stake in this startup. It doesn't matter if you're like a director or if you're like a or just if you're just one of the people in the startup. We all have a like stake into like if the startup were to succeed, then we are to succeed. We have more to say about what we contributed to the startup. And so we can only do that if we expand to have more devs. Like usually like if you think about developer teams, it's like, they're not more than like 10. When you think of like a game developing team, some good games have like 10 developers or something. But unfortunately with us, it's like we don't have an office or workspace that we can see each other frequently in or set deadlines. So we always have to have this like sort of like in this management process, as we've learned, there's always this margin of error, like 10% or like almost like 50% of the people we actually hire, like 50% of them are gone because they're inactive on Discord. And I mean, we can't do anything to that. We can't knock on your door and be like, "Yo, why aren't you doing your work?" We can't. So the only way to fix this problem would be to like 100% expand our developer team by 100% pretty much. So we need to double our developer team, which we will be working on, but what we can expect or what we want to expect from each and every one of you developers or even analysts is we encourage each and every one of you in this meeting or anyone that's viewing this meeting to plan to like hire someone or recruit someone or just tell us about someone that you know. Lead us to their portfolio page or something, lead us to their LinkedIn, and lead them here to like work here. And the incentive we have here is that if you do start pulling friends or fellow coders here, you can assemble your own like personal team of devs. I know I made an assignment of like two people to each team. I'm not sure how much work y'all were able to do as a group of two, but I'm sure you can do more if you know like school friends that have really good coding skills and you're working with them. So if you can bring those up, it would benefit the startup as a whole, and it would benefit you because you have a good stake in the startup. And so the idea would be you bring your team, 4 to 5 people, like eventually you find your guys, make a GitHub where you are like contributing all your stuff in there and get as much as done you can get as much done you can together with one group leader. So like your incentive would be like you could eventually gain that like meaningful promotion as like a group leader of a like one part of a coding project. So you already have a management position because you chose to, like believe in your stake in the startup and like get more people to join the startup. And this can be anything, just like going around like cool Discord servers, or if you have other friends in these servers that like do productive stuff, just have them come here and we need more people. But obviously we will be doing our part of the work and we'll be hiring and we plan to have like a lot more people come in. But that can only be made easier if y'all help us too. And so for progress, like my personal update, I've been very inactive as a communicator for quant devs, and we'll definitely attempt to fix that. But for right now, what I can tell y'all to do is stick with your groups of two as of right now and talk to each other. That's like the only way we progress. So like please attempt to talk to each other. I know it's gonna be really hard because it's all like online, but I remember I joined workspaces like few times. I've always joined workspaces and I've always tried to find a guy I can work with, like leverage his skills, he leverages my skills, and like we can produce really cool stuff. So really try to, and if the person I partnered you up with doesn't respond to you, like just let me know, right? That's where I'm gonna try to bring more people and then let you know if I found a good match for you. Um, so like please try to find like alternatives to problems that you face. So obviously a big problem you're gonna face is inactivity. I'm gonna try to get to respond to you as soon as I see your message, especially because it's summer, and so it is a big fault of mine for not doing the group assignments earlier, for not like reviewing more coding assignments earlier or giving feedback on all of that. So we will do that, and I guess another piece of idea that I want to give is I'm gonna produce more functionalities in the Discord group so we can like for example like you have sprites or like you're filling out your assignments for the week and like we keep in charge of that of you doing your assignments for the week. So we're gonna make it more like holding your hands type of experience for quant devs because it's easier that way. You can go ahead and move to the next slide.
I just want to add to that. that if you guys have any, oh, what is happening with my camera? Okay, I just want to add to that. If you guys have any like I guess Discord servers or like social media spaces that you know that people would be willing to kind of gain experience and help out on, please please let us know. We can if you don't want to go out and reach out and ask yourself, don't worry. You could just tell us and we can reach out for you. Okay? Um it would be really helpful to us. All right. Anyways, I'll move on.
Okay, so yeah, our goals, right? We want at least 20 to 30 developers, or even 20 to 30 more developers is what I'm trying to say. And that's again for the same reason that we have to assume like a margin of error between the people that will actually try to get their work done or like be active during like during their time in at our startup. And so that's why we want an influx of interns, as many as we can. So like for example, if we were to have a lot more interns, we would expect like at least 10 people to like respond to Ethan's announcement on like us asking like React if you want to join our meeting. And like instead we only got like two, three responses. So it's we really want to expedite our hiring process. We will definitely like not be so traditional with our hiring process, and let like people prove themselves in their position at the startup and just let them join the Discord for now, and then kick them out based on if they're completely inactive. So 50 interns needed, just a number to throw out there. And then project. Our goal is by the end of June to have like a baseline website, or maybe even like or finalized website really to create it with the with free functionalities like case studies from analysts and financial calculators that obviously the quant devs will make, and then we'll insert our long-term project of the quant model that we have as of right now. And so once like we want to amalgamate all of that into one website where the idea is next, moving on to our strategy, is that we will shift towards making everything accessible now, and then either making premium features, option one, or two, making everything free within the website space, and then using ad revenue as a normal information like think tank sort of website. Um, or even as a blogging as a blog of finance students and CS students talking about what they're interested in. So, yeah, so the goals are 50 interns total, website generation by June, and then market shift to more simpler methods in hiring and like project management. Yeah, that's it for the goals.
All right.
And then our conclusion.
Yeah, I could talk through this. So, this is a obligatory summary slide. Yeah. Okay. So, So we're gonna do your best to hold your hand as we go through a busy month of work, but here's what we need from you, okay? We're going to work on creating that motivation, okay? That'll be we're gonna try to make it fun. We're gonna try to put pressure on you to actually follow your deadlines, and we're gonna be just as active as you are, all right? Number two, we're going to develop a team. We're gonna find we're gonna discuss methods on doing that. But we really think that it'll help that if you guys open up and if we create some team building activities so that we can all get along and get to know each other. Okay? You guys are not you guys are not just workers here. We want you to be personalities. We want you to express yourself. Okay? And we are going to work on a way that makes you feel comfortable on doing that. Finally, we're going to renew your interest, okay? We want you to have a stake in this project. We want you to feel like you're actually contributing something. So I think having a website is going to help you a lot on that. I think that ex that having you guys reach out and expand your team is going to help you a lot in doing that. Because if you have a stake, you're gonna feel like you have an incentive to do good work here at Iridescent Analytics. And I know every one of you is capable of doing great work. I think that we just need to spark that fire. And that's it. Thank you guys. Do you have any questions?
I can take I can take 2 minutes to show the baseline website, or like a little visualization of what I want us to kind of have by June, really quick for quant
All right,
devs.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to request.
I just made you the host.
Oh, I got, thank you.
Also, we have 7 minutes left on our free Zoom meeting, so.
Okay, yeah. I was looking at that. I was like, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so can y'all see my
wait.
screen?
Janet, let me answer your question. Your next, I'm gonna work on the next assignment for now. I think that, so remember that time I signed you to do, like macroeconomic analysis on the price of like, or no, I'm sorry, effects of the economy and macroeconomic indicators on which we call it stock prices and market indexes. Do you remember that? Okay. I don't expect you to. That was like 2 months ago. So what we're gonna so I will develop a new assignment for you guys. I do think I have some interesting topics that we can work. Yeah, we all had AP exams. I personally took eight, and I think I failed two of them. So, oh, you have your certification right now. What's that about? What's certification for Python? Oh my, I'm actually doing a certification for Python as well on Coursera. I'm trying to work on data analysis. You're gonna kill your teacher. That's real. Do you still have school, by the way? When does your school end? Oh my gosh. When is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
remember a conversation. June 28th? Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
I know there's summer break ends in like September though.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So, okay. Janet, I will talk to you. I will talk to you particularly about your deadlines because school, I actually can't believe that. I thought school ended. I knew school didn't end for everybody, but I didn't think it would end like a month after. Not even a month. That's like, holy crap. Okay. All right, yeah. I will talk to you about a deadline. But right now I'm gonna find some interesting topics that everybody can work on. I'm gonna assign you guys to teams and then we can talk about deadlines. Okay? Ion, are you ready to share your screen?
Yeah, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so this is just like a single paged thing. There's not gonna be too many visuals here. I wasn't gonna take too long to do this. I mean, this was not supposed to take any like longer than like th 2 hours. Um, but what we're trying to do here is we're gonna have like an about section. We're gonna have like what we offer, and then we're gonna offer like these three different types or four or five different types of like quant simulations or like calculators or like tools that you can just use either like really simple tools or like just straight up buttons that link you to stock reports or analyses or like case studies that Ethan is trying to like make a long-term project for the analysts. So like you'll just talk about like this is obvious, but then you have like things like this. So like if you do this and like you're putting in all these values, you can generate your Excel sheet and that'll like sh show you your DCF that you've created off of just these like numbers that you're inputting in. It shouldn't be that hard either. Then you have like volatility estimators, like Sharpe ratio calculator, portfolio beta calculator, Black-Scholes option pricing. Like these all seem like
Hmm.
big terms that like should be hard, but like in the age of like where you can code so much stuff, and you can just like code it all, and you have like calculators online to use, as leverage, you can really make all of these as well. So like you have option pricing methods that you can use and obviously make all these simple looking quant tools a lot like better looking
Hmm.
and design wise. And then this is where like a lot of the analysts like stuff will be highlighted. So you straight up just click on one of these links and they take you to like a case study. This is something that we used to make. But like they take you to like a case study and you talk about like what you want to do and you like introduce your stock and you tell us why you want to invest in it. But that was just like a random stock report. So you
Sure.
can just like click on these but this is what Ethan was talking about when we want to
Hmm.
highlight your and show off your like contributions to the team. So we'll just say like will say your stock ticker or like tell what analyses you're doing and just put like and just put
Uh-huh.
like in parentheses your name. And so there you go. Like that's for other people to see online. Like
Um, I also want to
ignore
mention. Oh wait, you go ahead, Ian.
ignore
Go
that it's
ahead.
on REPL. I just my VS Code was bugging.
Okay. I want to mention though that we would really love your guys' input on the design of the website as well. We don't want it to be we want to hear your ideas. So don't be afraid to message me or Ion about our website. And then and also, if you feel confused about these terms, just remember that our startup is dedicated to helping people understand and feel comfortable. Okay? We want the everyday consumer to feel to understand what they're doing with whenever they put in these numbers, right? And we also want, I guess, high-level analysts to also feel comfortable using these tools. All right, Ion, keep going. Oh, we have a minute and 30, by the way.
Yeah, but yeah, so like it would just do all this, and this obviously would be different pages, and so you need GitHub to modularize the pages. But yeah, that's it for me. I can stop
All
share.
right. So, anyways, that's it for our meeting. Um, I hope I hope that you guys are feeling a little bit of the excitement that me and Ion are feeling. We really want to get this going, get this running, right? And we didn't expect AP seasons to take such a hit out of everybody, but do understand that we will get back up and we will continue rolling. All right. So I'm gonna stop the meeting right there. We're gonna and thank you guys for viewing and thank you Janet for being the only one to show up for
Yeah,
the
thank you,
second
Janet.
time. For the second time. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.